Tell me about your vision in this
Mm,
all.
my vision, man, my vision is just that's a big thing. I want to, live to inspire,
Yeah.
live to serve. I have a heart for people, and I want to not just make my dreams come true, but make other people's dreams come true. Like with this show, we want to shine a light on other dancers, on
Absolutely.
their struggles, on what they had to overcome. So, when I was first starting out, yeah, I wanted the fame and all that. And it was pretty selfish, and I had to hit rock bottom, and I had to really discover who I truly was. Like, I had to discover God. And in those moments, in those dark moments, I really came to face and face with that ego, that false, identity. And, you know, the reason why I wanted to shine, or I wanted their recognition, was it was coming from a place of insecurity,
Yeah.
or a place to say, yeah, I did this, like, to put it in like whoever's face, like my haters' faces. But
Yeah.
now I live for a greater purpose.
Yeah.
Now it's because, like, this is my passion. This is my dream. It's not just for someone's recognition or their attention,
Yeah.
So my vision is to basically inspire others, having people that don't come from, like, really good upbringings, people that don't come from, that come from bad circumstances, and showing them that your circumstances don't hold you back. It's truly yourself, and your mindset. So that's why I want to show people. And yeah, and be a voice for those that don't have a voice, you know
Yes. Yeah. And when you were speaking about how you were trained, you were really trained just by your movement, right? And the lifestyle that you came from and got through. Whereas other people get it from the training on the front end, right? That's a part of their structure in their home. Hey, I'm going to take you to dance class. Hey, this is this time. And there's that structure in their lives. And so when you say you want to, it went from a selfishness to a helping everyone, and then realizing that there are some people out there that it is more of a selfish thing, but yet you can be free in this and you can experience the same thing I did. So it's almost like them reversing what you've done in your life, and you get an opportunity to show them by your experience. I think that's amazing. I love that.
Bless you. Thank you.
I love that. And so what about positive pathways? This is a collaborative kind of business.
No, no. So this is something that is solely myself. It came to mind when I was starting my podcast,
Okay.
and it came as like it came during my rebirth. I had almost died in a car accident, 2021, and 2020, mid 2021, 2022, beginning of 2022, I went through a time of like silence and solitude, I would call it, and just, really seeking what is next, what is my next. And that's what came about, positive pathways. And that's the name of my podcast. And also, it doesn't just stop there. It extends to whatever, all the things that I'm doing within
Yeah.
the fashion world, within
Yeah.
television, film. um there, once I started discovering who I was, like, people would used to put labels on me. Oh, I'm known for dancing, so he's a dancer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have all these other gifts and all these other desires and passions within me. So no, I'm not just a dancer. I'm not just going to stop there. And I feel like that's also why I also want to show people that there is no limits. There's only the limits that you put on yourself.
Absolutely.
So, this media company, Positive Pathways, is basically finding that pathway for yourself,
Yeah.
regardless of what's happening around you, regardless of the negative circumstances or even the negative people that you're in connection with. You could find that positive pathway for yourself.
I love that. I love it. And I'm going to share something. I'm sure they're going to chop this off, but I want to share it with you because we have a connection. I got into a really bad car accident in 2021 myself.
Wow.
Changed my entire I have goosebumps, Kareem. Changed my entire life. And it was with my two younger girls.
Wow.
From that day forward, Kareem, my life was, I mean, I'm telling you, you talk about trying to find God, say, hey, I knew him, but oh, I know him after that. That's
Mm.
okay. If you saved me now, okay,
Yes.
I know that you were realer than the realest ever. And if I have no one here on the face of this earth, I know who protected me. So I tell you, when you said that, I was like, oh my goodness, and I haven't been the same since, Kareem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I agree. I
And I
agree.
wasn't a bad person then, but
Mm.
oh, you can't tell me nothing now because
Mm.
just because I know who saved me, oh,
Mm.
everything else is a positive pathway because
Mm.
what was negative for us, Kareem, turned positive. Oh, and they cannot tell us that we are not a
Yeah.
child of God, nor will we not make it, get
Mm.
through it, and see through it. We have been through something so, so, so
Mm.
challenging and difficult that if we can come in 2024 right now and come
Come
together
on. Come
and
on.
say that we got this,
Wow. Wow.
Kareem, we got this. No matter what, we got this. You got this. And continue to do exactly what you're doing because He didn't save us to not do something with us. He said He'll never leave us nor forsake us. And
Mm.
so, because of that moment that He said you still have work to do, that's exactly why we are where we are. So, I commend you. I share that same moment with you. And I'm excited for what you do from this point on. And I never knew that we would make
Likewise.
I never knew we would make this connection or how that would be. But one thing you said about your dance is that they put a label on you, and that's interesting enough that when the world puts a label on you, you now have to redefine yourself. Like, okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
I did that, but I do so much more. So I love that you decided to go in and put positive pathways in that and be able to share this story and other stories and to help people get to where you are right now.
Mm.
How often do you do your podcast?
So I haven't done my podcast since April. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I've been busy with other projects,
Okay.
busy with modeling, busy with acting. So that kind of like, switched my focus. But
Yeah.
I want to get back to it. I want to get back to the show and, um, getting those stories out there, and also getting my testimony out there because that's what I was doing with the first episodes. I was basically talking about my testimony
Yeah.
and how I was able to, like you said, redefine myself, but also evolve and grow and, really just rewrite my story with God.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I had an author on there, I had a doctor. I just want to get different people's stories that have made it through the fire, the people that are ahead of me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I feel like it's a learning experience as well, too. You
Yeah.
know, so yes.
And it's interesting because when I came to be where I'm at right now, which is a co host of a podcast, I'm a real estate agent, full
Mm,
time real estate agent first. And then I went to this networking event because I believe that people are amazing. I love people. Because much like yourself, your name is unique as well as mine. I'm like,
yes.
I have to get out there and show my face and just talk to people. Sort of marry social media with who I am in the
Mm,
world, right? Which
mm,
means that you see me on social media, I'm that same person as I am in real life. With
yeah.
that being said, out of nowhere, someone asked me to be a co-host, and it's Jackson, and I was like, "What?" And so I say
I
all of
love.
that to say is that yes, you haven't done one since April, get back to it. There
Mm,
are so many people that need to hear this story and to share this story because you would have never known that I was in the same year around,
Mm.
going through the same thing. And it's interesting because I too want to share that story. So when you get back to it, let me know so I can come on there.
All
Yes, I
right.
just paused it. No, no worries.
Oh, nice. I was like, oh man, what happened?
Yeah, it's okay. I went ahead and I paused it that way there wouldn't be this break in complete silence. But
Okay.
yeah, I want you to get started because there's so many people that need to hear this story, and
Mm.
what a great name that is to actually, and just a random statement, Kareem. When you put it on the next time, put Rhythm Addict TV and Positive Pathways, because that's exactly how it just went, right? Because you took
Mm.
something and made it even more. I'm so excited for you. So, where are you from? Where are you at?
Yes, so I'm originally from Fall River, Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's a little town in Massachusetts. And then I moved to New York City
Okay.
at the age of 18. I made a name for myself there. And then God had me move back to Massachusetts.
Okay.
Rhode Island is where he like kind of like, I want to say catapult me, but like expanded my
Hmm.
brand.
Okay.
So in Rhode Island is where I was living, and now I'm in Massachusetts currently.
Okay.
Moving to Texas next year. So
What? What? Where are you going?
I'm going to Katy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not too far. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. That's about
Mm,
2.5, 3 hours away.
okay.
Yes, yes. So why Texas?
I'm telling you, just the signs, the signs I've been getting. God, told me to move to Texas. I don't know why either. my my plan was Cali, and I was looking at places in Atlanta, so
Yeah.
it was between those two, and then I just heard Texas, and I got confirmation after confirmation, and from what I hear, a lot of actors actually are moving to Texas, and I've had a couple of interviews with like some agencies, talent agencies out there, so
Okay.
yeah, so.
I'm gonna sort of blow your mind. I'm not from San Antonio, Texas. I'm originally from Denver, Colorado.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been here for a very long time, but this will never be home. Colorado is home. I reside here because God sent me here. And I'll never forget that in, I think it's 2004, I said, God, if you give me a career, I'll go, right? You give me a career, I'll go. And then in 2002, I was working for this gentleman. The business stopped. I was an organ, tissue, and eye coordinator. And
Okay.
so they were based out of California. They closed it down, and then the director said, "When I make it big, I'll find you." Kareem, in 2006, because of my 2004 statement that God, if you just give me a career, I'll go.
Mm.
2006, he contacted me. We actually seen him in Colorado. He was living in Texas. He
Wow.
made it big, sent for me 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, I went back home. 2 weeks later, I came back here and I haven't left for 18 years.
Wow.
So if you don't have a sign now, I tell you, when God says move, you move just like that.
Uh,
Delayed obedience is no different from disobedience. So I love the fact that you're being obedient about what he's telling you to do.
like I don't know.
They don't want it to happen, but I tell you, I'm only, and this is like I said when I spoke with you first, this is just definitely organic. This is me to know the person behind that, because like you said, people do put labels on you. And
Mm.
we tend to believe that it's our paths that we create, but it's not us, right? If we
It's not.
have a higher power, then
Mm-hmm.
we follow that. And as I was mentioning, when God said move, it took me about 2 weeks, and I've been here for 18 years, Kareem.
Mm.
And it's crazy because I don't know why. I thought it was a transitional city, but it's not.
Mm.
I've ended up with 2 degrees, a
Wow.
marriage, 2 extra kids. Like my life flourished when I chose to follow what was truly God's design, right? And I'd been trying my hardest to get out of here, Kareem. I don't know why, just to think, hey, there's something more, but obviously it's not where I'm supposed to be. So I look forward to your transition to Texas. I
Mm,
look forward to your story because I tell you, I can see so many things happening. As I mentioned, I've often told people that delayed obedience is no different from
I heard
disobedience.
that. I heard that.
Yes, yes. And so now that you will be obedient in what you hear and what you know,
Mm.
and everything is rough, right? And you always have these ups and downs. So I can tell you that when you choose to do it, it's gonna be exceptional, exceptional. So when you get to Texas, what's the vision for there?
Okay. So yeah, the vision, hopefully God willing, I'll be signed to a few agencies. I'm already signed to a couple of agencies over here. So yeah, that's the goal, to be signed to a few agencies over there.
Okay,
Also, the Lord is moving me into areas of financing,
okay,
day trading. So I'm connected with someone that's, that resides in Texas, and he does day trading.
okay.
So God's going to be moving me, and He's slowly transitioning me into that field, um, to be a kingdom financier for the kingdom. So
Nice.
I've always had, you know, just like spoken over me about entrepreneurship, that I
Yeah.
was meant to be the first entrepreneur of my family. And God literally took me out of my job, which was called Stepping Stone Inc. Yes. Stepping Stone Inc. And I was there for 3 years, and I learned so much. I just became, I learned about leadership. I learned about, just communication, and I've learned about also being humble and humility, because before that job I was not humble. So being there, it taught me a lot. It was like a preparation for where God is taking me now and where I'm at now. And I'll never forget, this pastor came in, and he was just volunteering at the place I was working at. And he says, "Yeah, I don't see you here much longer. This is just a stop on the train track." And yeah, God's called you to be an entrepreneur. And he wasn't the first one that has said that. So,
Yeah.
entrepreneurship is a scary thing, because you don't know when your next paycheck is coming, or, or who your next client is going to be, or so it's just been a true act of, just faith,
Yeah.
and trust. So I'm like, I know that this is the path that has been called for,
Yeah.
well, this is what I've been called to. This is the path
Yeah.
that I've been called to. So yeah, I'm just
I
going.
love that. So I must ask, and it's gonna be a very crazy question. Are you scared?
I'm not scared. No.
Nice.
No.
That's how you know it's all God, it's all good.
Yeah.
I love it. So,
I'm
Kareem, you
excited. I'm ready.
yes, you should be. That's what's up. And you know what's interesting as I go into real estate and everything else, God called me to be a motivational speaker. I just don't know how to get there, and I think that that's and I keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And I even hear it in you. And I wonder, is that like, okay,
Mm.
what's going on? God gives you signs everywhere. So you, Kareem, are a podcaster, you are a model, you are a dancer, you are a producer, uh, you are all of these things. And of course, someone like myself and the audience would say that you are successful. What is success to you?
Ooh. Wow, that's a really great question. Hmm. Success to me, it's not the accolades, it's not the money, it's not the recognition. It's truly doing what you love. It's truly, success would be truly living out your purpose,
Yeah,
truly doing what you was created to do, and not allowing society to limit you, not allowing society to dictate. to you what success is, because some people like, oh, just you don't have this car or you don't have this house, you're not successful. Like, no, because I remember it said in the Bible, Joseph, and I relate to Joseph so much in so many ways. I was, I had family that were, try to put me down and try to make me feel a way about myself. And I found comfort in Joseph's story, where I was like sort of in that dark place, in that pit. And it said that even when he was in prison, he was a success because
Yes.
God was with him.
Yes.
So even without any of the things, that come with success or come with, being a successful individual, you're you're not supposed to find your identity in that. You're not supposed to find even, value in those things, but it's truly when you're walking with God, that is when you're successful. So I feel like I was a success even at my lowest point because God was with me. So hallelujah. So
Right. I said, I'm not trying to have church, but amen. I love it. I love it.
yeah,
It
so that's what success is to me. Success
yeah,
is literally walking with God, living out your purpose, and truly operating in your gifts, operating in your talents, and not allowing them to be buried. Because at a point in my life, I did bury my talents because I was comparing and contracting myself with others,
yes,
looking at what others are doing instead of looking at God and literally being focused on what He has put in front of me. You
yeah,
feel me? So
yeah,
I lost sight of that, and I buried my talent. I
yeah,
buried my gifts.
yeah,
And for a long time I was just, man, I was struggling. It's like I had all these things locked up within me, but I wasn't operating in them. So I'm finally at a place where, there's no competition. I'm in my own lane. And yeah.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.